This week in Cherryville and Lundy Parent Taught Cooking, we will be making homemade pizzas. Put your warm water into a large mixing bowl. And add your sugar and your yeast. Stir to combine. Let your mixture sit for about 5 minutes or until it becomes frothy and bubbles form. Once it's all nice and frothy, add your oil. Gently stir to combine. Once it's combined, add your 2 cups of flour and your salt. Mix slowly until a ball begins to form. Add more flour if needed. If you don't have a mixer, this dough is very easy to make with your hands as well. Once a dough has been formed, if you don't have a mixer to knead it for you, transfer onto a floured surface and knead it. At this point, you can start to get your dough ready for cooking, or you can let it rise. To let it rise, oil your hands and then oil the dough. Once your dough is oiled, cover with plastic wrap and let it sit for about 30 minutes. Allowing your dough to rise will result in a fluffier, softer crust. While your dough is rising, you can make the sauce, or you can have it pre-made in the fridge. In a medium-sized bowl, mix together all of your spices, tomato sauce, and tomato paste. The sauce will keep in the fridge for a couple of weeks, or you can freeze it and it will stay fresh in your freezer for a few months. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees. To get the dough going, first oil your pan. Be generous with the oil. Now sprinkle with cornmeal. With oily hands, take your dough, place it on the pan, and push it out to the edges as big as you would like. If you want to make individual pizzas at this point, you can cut your dough into smaller chunks. We're going to pre-cook the crust so that it isn't gooey in the center. First, poke some holes around with a fork to avoid any air pockets. Place the dough on the bottom rack of your preheated oven for 5 minutes. It's time to construct your pizza. Start with your sauce. Use as much as you would like. Some people like lots of sauce, some people don't like very much. Once the sauce is on, you're going to want to sprinkle some cheese on. Not too much. Now add your toppings. Once your toppings are on, add your remaining cheese. If you'd like, you can add a few of your toppings on top afterwards to have a bit crispier top. Place back in your oven on the bottom rack. Depending on how large your pizza is and how many toppings you have will depend on the cook time it needs. Once your pizza looks like it's done, remove it, let it sit for a minute or two before cutting. Slice it up and enjoy.